Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Whitetail Weekly. Got a good one for you here today. Got one of my favorite little rifles. This is a Marlin bolt action in 17 HMR. Use this little thing all the time for bobcats and fox and stuff like that. It's a great little gun. Biggest problem is I have had kind of a cheaper, just not very good scope on it ever since I got it, and here recently that scope hasn't been holding zero very good. So talked to my good buddies at Tract Optics, actually John McCourt from there, and he recommended this awesome 22 fire in 4-12, and we're gonna install this baby here today on the 17 HMR, and I'm gonna show you the process of how I do it. Alrighty guys, welcome back here. I'm going to do a little unboxing of this Tract Optics scope here. Like I said, this is the 22 fire. It's in their rimfire line. This thing is a sweet little scope, and I elected for the 4-12, I believe it is. Open this thing up here. That is a sweet little rig. See how smooth this is, nice and smooth on that. 4-12, Tract Optics, 22 fire. I think these things run about $190-ish, which is pretty darn good for the quality of scope you get here, guys. I mean, this thing is really, really high quality. I got some other Tract scopes on a few other of my guns, and let me tell you, they are awesome. So, 22 fire, 4-12. We're gonna put this sucker on this Marlin 17 HMR and see how it goes. Alright guys, we moved over here to the gun. I'm not trying to do anything fancy here. This is purely educational. I've got this Tract Optics scope here. We're going to mount this on this Marlin 17 HMR. Fits right in there nicely. You want to make sure that you've got rings tall enough that your scope's obviously not rubbing on your gun, and you've got the right size rings for the size of the tube. This is a 1-inch tube, I believe, and these are 1-inch rings. These are rimfire rings also that basically go directly onto the gun. A lot of your rimfires are going to have the little grooves in there so that these go directly in it, and you don't have to put something like this here. So first things first here, you want to check your eye relief. I mean, some people kind of know where to put it if they've mounted a lot of scopes. I kind of know where to mount mine, so I'm just going to go with that. But the biggest thing is it's nice to have a nice vise like this. I believe this is a Tipton Best Gun Vise, it's called. I think these are around $50 or $60. They're definitely worth it. You can, put the gun in here and make it nice and secure, so you can work on whatever you want. You can take the gun apart and clean it. There's all kinds of different things you can do. So now that I've got this thing in here, the biggest thing that we're going to do, I'm actually take it off here first, and I am actually going to level this thing. So one thing it's nice to have is a nice leveling kit. I've got one from Wheeler Engineering here. The biggest thing with a gun like this is I don't have a flat surface here directly on the gun to level to, so I put my mounts on here, and I'm actually going to level directly off of these rings. So as you can see here, it's not even anywhere near level, so I need to move this around until we get that bubble in the middle there. Hopefully you can see that decently. Okay, so once I got that leveled, I'm going to take this little part right here, and this moves out on the barrel. I'll move the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. So this is going to basically move out onto the end of your barrel. Mount this on here like so. You're going to get that as level as possible, and you're going to come back here and kind of mess around with this and just make sure you got that bubble dead square, which I think we are pretty good there. Helps have good lights, and I don't really have that great of ones in here. So Yeah. Okay guys, so now that you have this level here matching this level, you can go ahead and take this one off. Like I kind of said before, it's better if you've got a flat surface on the actual rifle itself to level to, but in this case I don't have that, so went ahead and did it off of this. I'm going to put that back in here, and then we're going to grab the scope. Like I said, I kind of know where to place this for my eye relief, just going off of doing this a few times. So that looks good there. Okay, so next thing we're going to do to level this scope is we're going to grab that bubble level again. And you got to kind of look at your turrets here to see what you've got. So I've got actually a really nice flat surface right here. So I'm actually going to take this cap off and I'm going to put this right back on here. And basically all we got to do, since this is still level before off of that, just got to move this back and forth a little bit until we've got this scope perfectly level and matching that one. Alright guys, that looks real good there. Now we're going to take these, put them back on, and your screws. Now, one key thing guys is to have a torque wrench. Can't stress this enough. You don't want to put too much torque on these scopes. You could break them, you could bend them, you can screw the crosshairs up inside. There's a bunch of things you can do. Highly recommend investing in a torque wrench. I think these scopes here are supposed to be around 18 to 20 pounds of pressure on your screws here. So I'm going to set this at about 19. And then we're going to go ahead and get one started here. Okay, so you don't want to snug these up yet, that's the key. Get the back ones on here first. And just don't even hardly finger tight them yet. Just get them on there, because then we're going to fine tune from there. You're going to kind of want to bounce back and forth between these screws and loosen them a little bit as they go, so that it doesn't pull your scope one way or the other. Alright, so we've made sure now that everything's, this is still not even finger tight. I can still move the scope around plenty. So I'm going to stand up here, make sure my scope still looks good and level. Match with this down here. Looks good. Now, make sure this is set. I got this set to the proper torque. Now what we're going to do is we're basically going to start just barely tightening these down one by one. And what I like to do is go across each other. So I'm going to start to tighten this one down, and I'm going to move over here. I'm going to start to tighten this one down, and I'm going to move up here, start to tighten this one down, move back here. And I'm just going to kind of keep moving around until we get these to where they need to be. You can check, like I'm starting to get a little tight here, so I'm going to check my level. Everything's staying where it's supposed to be. They're starting to snug up pretty good. We're getting to the point here where I could probably tighten her down to the point of the 19 pounds of pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom. Move over here. Boom. Here. Boom. Here. Boom. Now I'm going to check level again. Man, I got lucky on that one. Sometimes you gotta kind of mess with them. Man, that one turned out absolutely perfect. We've got these perfectly level, so this scope is money. Put this back in here. Go ahead and take this part off. Put it back. Put our turret cap back on. And guys, it's as simple as that. This scope should be perfectly level now. You can fine tune it. Everybody holds a gun a little different, but this scope should be perfectly level to this gun now. One nice thing to do, guys, just always make sure your guns are unloaded when you're doing stuff like this. I took the magazine out of this one and made sure before, but it's always good to do that. Alright guys, so we got this thing all set up here. Looks really nice on here. I just don't think you can go wrong with these Tract Optics scopes, guys. Really good people and really high quality scopes. Even for a rimfire scope, I think this is probably the best one out there by far. This is the 4-12 model, like I said before. Nice smooth optics here. One really cool thing about these turrets, so you've got 50-yard quarter-inch clicks instead of 100-yard quarter-inch clicks, which makes it nice for rimfire. And what's really probably my favorite feature is you can reset these. So say you click it here or there or wherever, you just pull up and you can reset to 0. So that's a really cool feature there. Not very many rimfire scopes out there have that, if any. So really nice feature, really good scope. Like I said, I think you can buy this 4-12 22 fire for right around $190, $195, which is a really good bargain for this quality of scope. Really excited to take this thing out on the range. Hopefully we can get some warmer weather here soon, because it is miserable outside. It's like 15 degrees, feels like 0 out right now. I think it's supposed to actually get down to 0 and be negative wind chills tonight. So not going to be fun, not going to be any warmer tomorrow either. That really doesn't excite me to get me out on the range and get this thing sighted in, but hopefully we can do that soon. We might do a video on that as well. So one other thing I could show you guys how to do here real quick while I've got this mounted up here on this Tipton gun vise is show you how to bore sight. I got a bore sighter right over here. Alright guys, so basically what a bore sighter is a way to get your scope close. Don't ever bore sight your gun and then go hunting with it, obviously. It's just to get you on paper basically, so you can fine tune and dial in later. All you do is, this is a Cabela's brand bore sighter here. This actually goes directly into the gun. You gotta find 17 caliber, so I got this right here. And then this little 17 caliber piece slides right down in here like so. Tighten this up. And then this here is actually going to go in the end of your barrel. Just like so. Take your caps off your turrets here. And then basically what you're going to do, hopefully you can see this here, you're going to look in here, make sure that we're level. I can't believe I did that, but I've got it dang near perfectly level. I'll line this camera up here so you can kind of see this in the scope, hopefully. But basically what you're going to do is there's crosshairs in here, and you're going to match your crosshairs here to your crosshairs here. So I'm going to try to line that up here for you quick and show you how that works. Alright guys, so I only have one lens here to do this, so I'm going to hold this kind of with my hand and see if I can do this. So as you see, you got two crosshairs in here, and you just basically turn these until you match them up. So I think I'm pretty close there. Bring this one over there. That's pretty close for the camera here, but you line them up there and now we should be on paper. Alright guys, so bore sighting is pretty much as simple as that. Pretty easy. It's not absolutely perfect, guys. Like I said, do not bore sight your gun and then go hunting. You've got to take these things to the range and get them sighted in perfect. This is just a way to help you get on paper so you don't waste as much ammunition when you're out there, just trying to shooting and praying and hoping you're going to hit paper. This just helps you get on. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth the money. Definitely going to save you some ammo down the line. But like I said, don't go hunting just with bore sighting. Go shoot the gun and practice with it and get to know it well. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this Whitetail Weekly. Hope it was informative to you. This is just how I mount my scopes. I think it's a good way to do it. There's probably other ways, but this is the way I do it, and it seems to work well. It's nice to have the right equipment to do it. I love this little gun. Hopefully we can get some good weather here soon. to go out and shoot. Definitely don't want to go out and shoot in 10 and 15 degrees just to sight a gun, so I'm going to wait a little while. I think we got a 50-degree day maybe coming later in the week. Maybe we can get out and get this thing going and shoot this thing, maybe film that a little bit and show you guys how we sighted some of these guns and see how this track scope works. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be the perfect scope for this gun. Hope you guys enjoy this Whitetail Weekly. Enjoy bringing it to you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit that little bell if you want to get notifications when we put new videos up. Hopefully we can do more review videos like this. No, this wasn't anything fancy, but just a good educational thing that I feel like a lot of people would like to know. So yeah, anyway, we'll see you guys next week, and God bless.